Hello and welcome to a TBR training video. This particular video will be covering faculty attendance tracking. So what you're seeing right in front of you on this video right now is the faculty portal. This should be very familiar to anyone who has entered any employee time or anything else. So this portal has been adjusted once you're added as a faculty member within the Banner administrative pages. So as you can see below, I have employee tools that all employees can use and see today for both leave balances, leave request forms, and then at the top here, I have faculty tools. So what we're going to be focusing on today is recording attendance. I'm going to select the recording attendance icon, and it's going to navigate me to the Banner self-service pages. As you can see, the attendance self-service tracking page has now loaded. For this particular example, I'm displaying all of the programs that are offered for this term for this instructor. So our test term is fall 2018, and this is a welding instructor. Should an instructor instruct multiple programs, for example, an day program, night program, or a dual enrollment program, they would have those programs displayed below. For ease of use and simplicity, this instructor only teaches one program, and I will now select the students for that particular program. The first screen to display will show all students that are registered for that program and for all the courses. So you can see I have 12 students found, and as if I scroll down, I get a full listing of all student names and their assigned S number. You'll also notice that I've been defaulted to a day. This is not defaulted to today's date, as today's date has fallen outside of the term. So I've defaulted to 12/21/2018, which was the last day available for the term. I also have some other information, including student details and attendance, which I'll display now by selecting one of the students. As you can see, after I've selected the students, it's going to do a couple things. It's going to both display the student details, including all of the student hours for the term, their scheduled hours for the week, their total attended hours so far in that term, their total absent hours, and the last date that attendance was posted for that student. And since we're in test here, that is today's date. You'll also notice that I've gotten a warning message. This is informing me that the previous week to the week that I am currently on did not have the customary hours for the week. So in the week prior to this one, I did not reach 30 hours, so that it is displaying this warning message. However, this will still allow me to proceed. I can just minimize it by clicking here. And because this is at the end of the term, I'm going to first navigate back to a time earlier in the term by using this date drop-down functionality. It is very common calendar functionality, and I can simply navigate backwards to the beginning of the term and select September 3rd. The first thing you'll probably notice is that it did not take me all the way back to the 3rd. It actually navigated me back to the 4th, which was the beginning of the fall term. So as you cannot navigate past the end of the term, you also cannot navigate past the beginning of the term. It has defaulted me back to the first available date. To give a more holistic view, I'm going to navigate to a date in the future and select September 14th. So this is the view that most instructors will see during a term. You see I'm defaulted to the right tab here. That's where I will enter in all attendance hours, and I'll also display the previous 4 days. So this is displaying the full student week. You can see the different attendance hours entered for different courses here, and they will all sum up at the bottom. One of the key things that Banner allows for is it does allow for corrections to occur in days previous to the current day entering. So if I wanted to enter in an hour that is different here, if I wanted to change this cutting process from a 5 back to a 0, and I submit enter, it will save that information and allow me to adjust that as I see fit. So Banner will allow for correction and updating of hours through the end of the term for all students. If I need to navigate back to a day prior, so if I am looking at this day and seeing the Thursday with 4 hours, I think that needs a correction, I can simply select that date, and it navigates me back to that day. So I have 4 hours. I also can see for the student I had 2 absent hours entered in for the weather. Let's say that turns out I need to adjust that to just a single absent hour. I can hit Save Absent and then add the additional hour to any course that was relevant. We will put it on Basic Shielded Metal Arc Weld. You'll probably also notice that Banner does allow for hours in addition to the normal scheduled hours for the week. This is to make up for any hours that were lost either to unforeseen incidents such as weather, closing, or just students attempting to make up time for absent hours. To navigate from one student to the next, simply either select on the student originally selected and it will minimize that student, or simply select the next student you wish to modify. So I've now opened up Mr. Goodman's record and I have the same options to enter attendance hours. You can see I've already entered in all the attendance hours for this week. I'm going to jump ahead in time a bit to a week that doesn't have any hours entered on it. So I'll go ahead and jump ahead to October 15th. And I'm going to enter in the hours for that particular day. For this day, we'll say we did 1 hour of Technology Foundations. I can also use the tab button to save, and I get my save successful message here. We did 3 hours of Shop Orientation and Safety, and we did 2 hours of Cutting Process. So there are multiple ways to navigate through this, and one thing you probably did notice is I entered that 3 hours in, but if I were to change that to 4 hours, it will give me a warning that the customary hours for this course have been exceeded. So what is driving that is I've selected Shop Orientation Safety. If I navigate to the Attendance tab for this student, I can see that for this particular course, Shop Orientation Safety, I have 18 customary hours, but I already have 34 total attendance hours. So I have exceeded the customary hours for this course. However, Banner will allow you to proceed. If this particular individual just needs an extra bit of instruction on Shop Orientation for their safety as well as everyone else's, it does allow for that. If I need to navigate through and assign grades in a very, assign hours in a very efficient manner, I can simply select the student. And for this example, we'll say we are going to be doing Blueprint Theory. If I instructed that student for 6 hours, I go and I select the next student. It has saved that. I can minimize and maximize my students in a pretty efficient manner and continue to add hours as necessary. Absent hours are entered over to the right, and if I do need to enter absent hours, I will select that, the correct number of absent hours, and then I have a whole list of options for what the reasoning is. So for this one, we'll just say it was strictly a personal absence, save the absent hours, and it has been successfully saved for that student. The absent hour is assigned to the program and not any individual course. Attendance hours are always by student and then by course. So as you can see, it is a fairly straightforward functionality. Navigating between the day is as simple as selecting the day you wish to enter in attendance on. Navigating to the particular course, entering the hours, and saving through any of the myriad ways that are possible to save. I do recommend if you're navigating forward in time, since you can't see those days, it is beneficial to actually go in and just select the actual day that you're attempting to enter hours on, and it'll navigate you directly to that day and allow kind of navigation from there. So in this example, if I'm navigated to Monday the 1st and I realize I needed to enter attendance on Friday the 28th, I have that ability to do so. Although I'm quickly reminded that I already have 6 absent hours for a legal matter for this student, so maybe I don't need to proceed. That represents the basic functionality for entering attendance for students. Hopefully you have found this useful. There will be additional videos that cover other functionality through the faculty self-service module, and we will continue to expand upon these training videos as we have the opportunity. So thank you very much for your attention, and please stay tuned for more information.